Hello, I'm Ewa Soji. I'm representing Team 4 at the ILPF Policy Hackathon. Today, I'll be speaking on trust, safety, and privacy in the metaverse, focusing on a policy and technological solution for youths in this interconnected world. Meet Tom. Tom is an enthusiastic and agile young man, and is very interested in technology and the metaverse. However, he is concerned that he could end up revealing too much information in his interaction with the metaverse and all the possibilities that it provides, and he believes that this may not be helpful to him on the long run. So he is concerned about his privacy and safety, and he is really not sure whether he will be able to trust the platform. We understand Tom's concerns, and we have also noticed that many other users like Tom are also unclear about the concept of privacy and safety. They are concerned about their privacy and their safety, but they really do not have the education they need as regards privacy concerns, what should be done, and also what they can do. We believe that at the heart of trust, safety, and privacy are openness and honesty, and that users should be aware of how their data will be used, and also given the choice to provide their consent without confusion. We have also realized that due to the longer length of many terms and conditions and privacy policies, people don't read them, and most people just go on to accept privacy policies and terms of use without even really checking to see its content and what it entails. A recent data released by Deloitte revealed that over 97% of young people actually accept many of these policies before even deciding whether to read it or not. We have decided that there's a need to ensure that users are aware of what data will be collected, how this data will be used, and this will give them the chance to exercise their full and unbiased rights as regards either accepting or declining these propositions. It is this problem of awareness and consent that we have set out to solve, and we are proposing both policy and technological solutions. Regarding our policies, we are advocating a CAS framework. It is centered on clear privacy policies, authentication of users, having a standard organization for the metaverse, the need for stronger self-regulation. We are also proposing a technological solution which includes gamification. We believe that users will be more engaged when they're able to work with games. We are also proposing a dedicated dashboard, a private privacy dashboard, which details what data has been collected, how the data is stored and used, and gives users the option to withdraw their consents at any time. To achieve a clear privacy policy, we have three major suggestions, which includes the use of text alternatives, local languages, and compatibility. Communication is only effective when it meets users at their level of comprehension. So what is the use of having lengthy privacy policies and all that when many users would not even be able to understand it? We are suggesting that there be a compulsory requirement for the provision of text alternatives for any non-text content so that it can be converted into other forms of content that people might be able to understand better, such as large print, braille, speech, symbols, or simpler language. We also believe that people should be able to access privacy-related information in their local languages, and that voice simulations must be rendered correctly to ensure that adequate information is passed. We are also suggesting that large text, high contrast themes, magnification, and screen reading would also go a long way in ensuring that privacy-related information is comprehended by an inclusive and wider range of audiences. We are also suggesting higher standards of authentication and content moderation. Individuals should be allowed to choose the aspects of their identities that they would want to reveal, and secure authentication of users should be a legal and mandatory requirement. We are also saying that users should be aware of acceptable use policies and know the lines that should not be crossed, especially when it comes to interactions in the metaverse. All operators should have policies that explain how to deal with content that is offensive, illegal, or related to harassment. There should be swift compliance management systems that can monitor what is going on and quickly address any issues of inappropriate content or hate speech or any other offensive content that is going on. And we also believe that companies can take advantage of automated solutions that can filter or block clearly recognized content. We believe that artificial intelligence has gone a long way and can be very useful in this area. We are also proposing a standard organization for the metaverse. We know that although it looks as if the metaverse is one virtual space where everyone can access and explore. However, it's looking like there could be many metaverses handled by different players, and that these metaverses could exist independently of each other. This is why we are proposing a unifying governing body, which is comprised of tech think tanks, key players, builders, and users in the metaverse. The organization should be as diverse as possible, with all genders, races, and generations represented. The major aim of this organization is to form a set of minimum standards that all owners and all operators in the metaverse would agree to comply with. The body will help create an agreed benchmark on the standards and what should be applicable. The body will also serve as an informal check on members and help keep them on their toes. We also believe that self-regulation is very important. The existence of a unifying governing body does not negate the need and importance of self-regulation among various metaverses that will exist. This is important because wide, far-reaching, and all-encompassing regulations are not yet in place. We are suggesting two major modes of self-regulation, which is through contracts and also through code. By mandating users to sign a contract, any breach becomes immediately enforceable. Certain restrictions can also be embedded into lines of code that could make a breach virtually impossible. For example, some vulgar words can actually be banned in a way that it's really not admissible in the metaverse, and this can be done through technology. Apart from our policy solutions, we have also raised two technological solutions that we believe would go a long way in enhancing trust, privacy, and safety in the metaverse, especially among young people who are now global citizens. The first is gamification. We have developed a private verse game, an immersive game that every new user should be required to play before they gain access to the metaverse. The aim of the game is to demystify privacy. Of course, if there were long and boring privacy policies, many users might just be forced to accept and move on. But an immersive game takes out the privacy mystery barrier by immersively helping users to understand how their data will be collected, used, stored, and secured. The game is designed to engage. It could be in the form of an interesting treasure hunt with hints and rewards, with guests having to check through different private houses, caves, different locations in search of hidden privacy treasures. By the end of the game, users could earn a victory badge which can be publicly displayed and will also be living with a much better understanding of their privacy rights and the existing privacy policy and the knowledge of how their data is processed. We're also proposing a dedicated privacy dashboard for each user. We believe that every user in the metaverse should have a private privacy dashboard which details what data has been collected, how the data is stored and used, and also gives users the option to withdraw their consent at any time. The dashboard should be clear, private, and accessible to the individual user at any time. This will ensure transparency, strengthen the user-company relationship, and even foster trust in an unfamiliar and emerging environment. We are concluding by saying that if users do not trust the metaverse, they will not use the metaverse. Privacy, trust, and safety considerations must be inculcated from the beginning. We cannot afford to make them an afterthought, and it should not be a plugin that will have to be added later. Thank you very much for listening to us.